with another tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to draw two different kinds of boy hairstyles, mostly because I feel like male hairstyles are really, there are very few tutorials for these, so I'm going to be making a whole lot of them, and I'm going to try to do a decent narration for the whole video. We'll see. So in this video we're going to be doing short hair, and it's gonna be curly hair and straight hair. So let's begin with the curly hair. Okay, so let's say that we're going to have a part over here, which means that the hair will branch out like this. So I'm going to set that layer aside and go in and make the hair fold up a little where the part is, and then it comes down, curving along the side of the head before it just falls straight down. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. And actually I don't like where that part is, so I'm going to put the part over here. The reason I'm moving it is I really don't want to risk obscuring the eyes. So basically now his hair is parted down the middle. So that's where the hair is parted. And we have two lines for the parts. This is about where this line will join this one, so let's do a big piece of hair there and a big piece of hair here. And now I will put in some more giant pieces of hair around. This is really sketchy for now. We just want to get the basic shape of the hairstyle down. So there's really not much detail at all. Okay, there's the basic hairstyle. This is really basic. This character, basically he looks like a side character. His hairstyle doesn't have anything that would set him apart from other characters. He's just got normal straight hair, so let's go with that. I'm not going to do a super realistic style, but I am going to add more detail to this picture. Okay, I've got the basic shape of the hair done, and as you can see, this looks like a very gentle hairstyle. Even though it comes down to a sharp point, it doesn't look spiky or like aggressive or anything. And this is because all of our strands of hair are this nice gentle curve, and we want to try to keep that as we put in more strands of hair. So I'm going to start with the hair that will be falling in front of the face. Oh, also, to make characters look cute and sort of gentle, we have the hair fall more in front of the eyes. Although this doesn't apply to dark characters who have the hair obscuring the eyes like down to this point, but this hair is remarkably low on his head, which makes him look a lot younger. So let's start putting in the individual strands. So I got two out of that one reference strand. And I'm going to put a little hook at the top. We might get rid of that later, but I'm not sure yet. And here we have put one strand in front of the other, and I'm going to put another strand in there and have this one fall behind. So that's the front of the hair, basically his bangs. So let's continue with the part. And at this point we could put in a little flick sort of thing here. I don't know, what would you call that? A cowlick? I'm not sure. But yes, that's a cute thing to do with some hairstyles, but I'm not too into it, so I'm not gonna put it in. And since his hair actually wouldn't look like this, if it's parted, we'll put another part back there, just so that it looks a little more 3D. And now let's continue putting in these strands. I'm going to have one coming out a little for some variety, a few coming out, but the rest will be very, very straight. And when the hair gets behind the ears on male characters, I haven't tried it on female characters, but for male characters, you can just have it be straight, no curving at all, like that. And that actually turns out looking really nice. So let's now do this one. I'm gonna swipe one strand way over to the side, while the rest are falling more naturally below it. Alright, back to the top of the hair. And for this really flat hair, oops, I'm doing it under curly, aren't I? That's kind of weird of me, whatever. So, yeah, this is curly hair, right? Totally curly. Yeah. I don't really care. I'm just gonna keep going with it. Alright, we're just gonna go down, curve out a little at the end, and then go back to the really sharp, spiky, non-curved at the bottom. Now let's get rid of that layer and see how this looks. And let's erase the head where it wouldn't be visible. And I'm going to put in a few more strands behind the ear, just a few lines and one line here. These strands behind the ear show that hair is being pulled back here, and behind the ear down here. This strand shows that the hair has been parted here. This is the low point, and this is where the hair comes up and forms the bangs. So that's why I have that strand there. And yes, straight hair is done. I'm going to erase these because it's just weird at this point. So, okay, now we're going on to curly hair, which is quite difficult, even for me still. So I'm going to try to be really detailed and make this super easy, because curly hair is a good choice if you have a really cute character, a really young character, or like a super perky character with messy hair. So let's start. Curly hair is basically just a lot of waves like this, just all over the place. Curly hair is difficult to do on guys though, because they don't have a nice long amount of hair for you to just ripple all over the place. But it's still doable. So let's start with, he's not really going to have any sort of part in his hair, but we'll just say it's over here. And we will draw the main body of the hair. Curly hair tends to be thicker than straight hair, so already his hair looks pretty huge. And we're going to have it be just slightly longer. Okay, and the part that's going to be falling over his face will be sort of like this. We've got one big piece curling up here where the part is, another bit curling here, and then some falling in front of the ears. The point of curly hair is for it to not really have a style. It's supposed to look really messy, really natural. So that's what we're going for. Try not to make it symmetrical. This is kind of funny because if you are working in a different sort of style, this hair, this is detailed as you need to get. But we're gonna go more detailed than this. Let's get a new layer and start putting in the detail. For this guy, I am going to have this curly thing, because it'll make his hair look a little messier, a little curlier. And instead of just doing one wave like we did for the straight hair, we are going to shoot this back and forth every now and then. So yes, we will have some strands like this, but most of them will have a little wave at the end. Also, the main body of the hair itself will have random strands going off every which way. Let's start with the top because that's easiest. We'll have a wisp of hair coming off the top, like that. And it'll act like it's going to come down straight, but then it forms out and curls over his face again. This is just a wild idea that I had for his hair. You should really try to just draw whatever you think of when it comes to hair. You'll come up with some really cool hairstyles that way. Okay, now for the back of the hair. Again, a piece coming off, curving behind the ear, and then coming out like this, only curving in many different directions. So let's do it on that side also, and look at it. It looks really messy, but that's the plan. Let's continue. Since the part is from here, we'll have a big strand going in front of that one, which falls a little in front of his eyes. And let's have a smaller bit coming here before the large bit. And coming off of the large bit is a random curl. And behind that curl is that strand continuing. It's definitely starting to look curly, and I'm going to erase the head now because we don't need it. It's going to be covered up by the hair. Okay, let's keep going. We'll have another big piece here, which curls up forward. Actually, let's shake it up and actually have this be straight. Another piece of hair falling in front of the eyes back here. A little wing hook sort of thing on the edge to show that it's like sort of pulled over to this side. And then a piece of hair, a final piece of hair. Let's see what we can do with this. We could curve it. I like that. Let's do it. Alright, and then here, coming off of this random piece of hair that is curving around his face and looking like it's about to poke him in the eye or something. Let's have a strand of hair coming off, and that is basically it for curly hair, although we still have to do the hair, the strands that won't be coming off, the strands that will be in the body of the hair. So let's do it. Remember, we have the part here, which means that all the strands will be coming off of this line in a curve. So even if we're way over here and we only want this amount of the line to be shown, we still have to keep in mind that it is attached to this part. I'm not quite satisfied with the back, so I'm going to make it be coming out more. Okay, I think that looks really good. So this guy looks normal. If we wanted, he could look really, really dark. And this guy just looks so light and happy. I mean, he could be like an angel character or something. He's just so innocent with his baby curly hair there. So let's color it in based on the personalities I would guess they would have with that hair. And that's something you have to think about with your art. People guess the personalities of the character based on how they're dressed and their hairstyle. So you can tell a story with just pictures just by how the characters look. So at a glance, what sort of personalities do you think these two boys would have? Let me know in the comments. Even if you think of a whole story for them, that would be really cool. I see characters and I think of entire stories for them. I don't know if other people do this, and I'd love to find out. So, yeah, that would be nice if you guys would do that. Okay, nice light blondie hair here. So cute. Alright, that's it. Curly hair versus straight hair for male characters. My battery's dying, so I gotta make this quick. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I know this tutorial was kind of rusty, but I promise I'll do better next time. So check out the other videos on my channel, and I'm so glad you watched my stuff. So thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.